In a country there was a merchant who traded in all kinds of merchandise, and used to make journeys from country to country in his boat to buy and sell his goods. He one day said to his wife, "I cannot stay at home anymore, for I must go on a year's journey to carry on my business." And he added, laughing, "When I return I expect to find you have built me a grand well, and also, as you are such a clever wife, to see a little son." Then he got into his boat and went away. When he was gone his wife set to work, and she spun 4 hanks of beautiful thread with her own hands. Then she dressed herself in her prettiest clothes, and put on her finest jewels. "I am going to the bazaar," she said to her ayahs, "to sell this thread." "That is not right," said one of the ayahs. "You must not sell your thread yourself, but let me sell it for you." "What will your husband say if he hears you have been selling thread in the bazaar?" "I will sell my thread myself," answered the merchant's wife. "You could never sell it for me." So off she set to the bazaar, and everyone in it said, "What a beautiful woman that is." At last the Kotwal saw her, and came to her at once. "What beautiful thread," he said. "Is it for sale?" "Yes," she said. "How much a hank?" said the Kotwal. 50 rupees, she answered. 50 rupees? Who will ever give you 50 rupees for it? "I will not sell it for less," said the woman. "I shall get 50 rupees for it." "Well," said the Kotwal, "I will give you the 50 rupees. Can I dine with you at your house?" "Yes," she answered. "Tonight at 10 o'clock. Then he took the thread and gave her 50 rupees. Then she went away to another bazaar, and there the king's wazir saw her trying to sell her thread. "What lovely thread! Is it for sale?" he said. "Yes, at 100 rupees the hank," she answered. "Well, I will give you 100 rupees. Can I dine with you at your house?" said the wazir. "Yes," she answered. "Tonight at 11 o'clock. "Good," said the wazir. "Here are the 100 rupees." And he took the thread and went away. The merchant's wife now went to a third bazaar, and there the king's qazi saw her. "Is that beautiful thread for sale?" he asked. "Yes," she answered. "For 150 rupees. I will give you the 150 rupees. Can I dine with you at your house?" "Yes," she said. "Tonight at 12 o'clock. I will come," said the qazi. "Here are 150 rupees. So she took the rupees and gave him the thread. She set off with the 4th hank to the 4th bazaar, and in this bazaar was the king's palace. The king saw her, and asked if the thread was for sale. "Yes," she said. "For 500 rupees. "Give me the thread," said the king. "Here are your 500 rupees. Can I dine with you at your house?" "Yes," she said. "Tonight at 2 o'clock. Then she went home and sent one of her servants to the bazaar to buy her 4 large chests. And she told her other servants that they were to get ready 4 very good dinners for her. Each dinner was to be served in a different room, and one was to be ready at 10 o'clock that night, one at 11, one at 12, and one at 2 in the morning. The servant brought her 4 large chests, and she had them placed in 4 different rooms. At 10 o'clock the Kotwal arrived. The merchant's wife greeted him graciously, and they sat down and dined. After dinner she said to him, "Can you play at cards?" "Yes," he answered. She brought some cards, and they sat and played till the clock struck 11, when the doorkeeper came in to say, "The wazir is here, and wishes to see you." The Kotwal was in a dreadful fright. "Do hide me somewhere," he said to her. "I have no place where you can hide in this room," she answered, "but in another room I have a big chest. I will shut you up in that if you like, and when the wazir is gone, I will let you out of it." So she took him into the next room, and he got into one of the 4 big chests, and she shut down the lid and locked it. Then she bade the doorkeeper bring in the wazer, and they dined together. After dinner she said, "Can you play at cards?" "Yes," said the wazer. She took out the cards, and they played till 12 o'clock, when the doorkeeper came to say the Kozi had come to see her. "Oh, hide me, cried the wazer in a great fright. "If you come to another room," she said, "I will hide you in a big chest I have. I can let you out when he is gone." So she locked the wazer up in the second chest. She and the Kozi now dined. Then she said, "Can you play at cards?" "Yes," said the Kozi. So they sat playing at cards till 2 o'clock, when the doorkeeper said the king had come to see her. "Oh, what shall I do?" said the Kozi, terribly frightened. "Do hide me. Do not let me be seen by the king. You can hide in a big chest I have in another room, if you like," she answered, "till he is gone." And she locked up the Kozi in her third chest. The king now came in, and they dined. "Will you play a little game at cards?" she asked. "Yes," said the king. So they played till 3 o'clock, when the doorkeeper came running in, just as she had told him to do, to say, "My master's boat has arrived, and he is coming up to the house. He will be here directly." "Now what shall I do?" said the king, who was as frightened as the others had been. "Here is your husband. He must not see me. You must hide me somewhere." "I have no place to hide you in," she said, "but a big chest. You can get into that if you like, and I will let you out tomorrow morning." So she shut the lid of the 4th chest down on the king and locked him up. Then she went to bed, and to sleep, and slept till morning. The next day, after she had bathed and dressed, and eaten her breakfast, and done all her household work, she said to her servants, "I want 4 coolies." So the servants went for the coolies, and when they came she showed them the 4 chests, and said, "Each of you must take one of these chests on your head and come with me." Then they set out with her, each carrying a chest. Meanwhile the Kotwal's son, the wazir's son, the Kozier's son, and the king's son, had been roaming about looking everywhere for their fathers, and asking everyone if they had seen them, but no one knew anything about them. The merchant's wife went first to the Kotwal's house, and there she saw the Kotwal's son. She had the Kotwal's chest set down on the ground before his door. "Will you buy this chest?" she said to his son. "What is in it?" he asked. "A most precious thing," she answered. "How much do you want for it?" said his son. 1,000 rupees, she said, "and when you open the chest, you will see the contents are worth 2,000, but you must not open it till you are in your father's house." "Well," said the Kotwal's son, "here are 1,000 rupees." The woman and the other 3 chests went on their way, while he took his into the house. "What a heavy chest," he said. "What can be inside?" Then he lifted the lid. "Why, there's my father," he cried. "Father, how came you to be in this chest?" The Kotwal was very much ashamed of himself. "I never thought she was the woman to play me such a trick," he said, and then he had to tell his son the whole story. The merchant's wife next stopped at the wazir's house, and there she saw the wazir's son. The wazir's chest was put down before his door, and she said to his son, "Will you buy this chest?" "What is inside of it?" he asked. "A most precious thing," she answered. "Will you buy it?" "How much do you want for it?" asked the son. "Only 2,000 rupees, and it is worth 3,000. So the wazir's son bought his father, without knowing it, for 2,000 rupees. "You must not open the chest till you are in the house," said the merchant's wife. The wazir's son opened the chest in the house at once, wondering what could be in it, and the Wazir's wife stood by all the time. When they saw the Wazir himself, looking very much ashamed, they were greatly astonished. "How came you there?" they cried. "Where have you been?" said his wife. "Oh," said the Wazir, "I never thought she was a woman to treat me like this." And he, too, had to tell all his story. Now the merchant's wife stopped at the Qaziy's door, and there stood the Qaziy's son. "Will you buy this chest?" she said to him, and had the Qaziy's chest put on the ground. "What is in it?" said the Qaziy's son. "Silver and gold," she answered. "You shall have it for 3,000 rupees. The contents are worth 4. "Well, I will take it," said the son. "Don't open it till you are in your house," she said, and took her 3,000 rupees and went away. Great was the excitement when the Qazi stepped out of the chest. "Oh," he groaned, "I never thought she could behave like this to me." The merchant's wife now went to the palace, and set the king's chest down at the palace gates. There she saw the king's son. "Will you buy this chest?" she said. "What is in it?" asked the prince. "Diamonds, pearls, and all kinds of precious stones," said the merchant's wife. "You shall have the chest for 5,000 rupees, but its contents are worth a great deal more." "Well," said the king's son, "here are your 5,000 rupees. Give me the chest. Don't open it out here," she said. "Take it into the palace and open it there." And away she went home. The king's son opened the chest, and there was his father. "What's all this?" cried the prince. "How came you to be in the chest?" The king was very much ashamed, and did not tell much about his adventure. But when he was sitting in his courthouse, he had the merchant's wife brought to him, and gave her a quantity of rupees, saying, "You are a wise and clever woman." Now the Kotwal knew the Wazir had gone to see the merchant's wife, and the Wazir knew the Qazi had gone, and the Qazi, that the king had gone, but this was all that any of them knew. The merchant's wife had now plenty of rupees, so she had a most beautiful well built and roofed over. Then she locked the door of the well, and told the servants no one was to drink any of its water, or bathe in it, till her husband came home. He was to be the first to drink its water, and bathe in the well. Then she sent her ayah to the bazaar to buy her clothes and ornaments such as cowherds' wives and daughters wear. And when the ayah had brought her these, she packed them up in a box. Then she dressed herself in men's clothes, so that no one could tell she was a woman, and ordered a horse to be got ready for her. "I am going to eat the air of another country for a little while," she said. "You must all take great care of the house while I am away." The servants did not like her going away at all. They were afraid her husband might return during her absence, and that he would be angry with them for having let her go. "Don't be afraid," she said. "There is nothing to be frightened about. I shall come back all right." So she set out, taking the key of the well, the box with the clothes her ayah had bought for her in the bazaar, and plenty of rupees. She also took 2 of her servants. She traveled a long, long way, asking everywhere for her husband's boat. At last, at the end of a month, she came to where it was. Here she hired a little house, and dressed herself like a cowherd's daughter. Then she got some very good milk, and went down to the banks of the river to sell it. Everybody said, "Do look what a beautiful woman that is selling milk." She sold her milk very quickly. It was so good. This she did for several days, till her husband, the merchant, saw her. He thought her so beautiful that he asked her to bring him some milk to his boat. So every day for a little while she sold him milk. One day he said to her, "Will you marry me?" "How can I marry you?" she said. "You are a merchant, and I am a cowherd's daughter. Soon you will be leaving this country. and will travel to another in your boat. You will want me to go with you. Then I shall have to leave my father and mother, and who will take care of them? Let us be married, said the merchant. I am going to stay here for 3 months. When I go, you shall return to your father and mother, and later I will come back to you. To this she agreed, and they were married, and she went to live in the boat. At the end of 3 months, the merchant said to her, my business here is done, and I must go to another country. Would you like to go home to your father and mother while I am away? Yes, she said. Here are some rupees for you to live on in my absence. He said, I do not want any rupees, said his wife. I only want you to give me 2 things, your old cap and your picture. These he gave her, and then he went to his boat, and she went back to her own home. Some time afterwards she had a little son. The servants were greatly frightened, for they thought their master would not be pleased when he came home. And he was not pleased when he did come 2 months later. He was so cross that he would not look at the baby boy, and he would hardly look at his beautiful well. One night he lay awake thinking, and he thought he would kill his wife and her little son. But the next day she came to him. Tell me the truth, she said. You are angry with me? Don't be angry, for I want to show you a picture I like very much, the picture of my boy's father. Then she showed him his own picture, and the old cap he had given her on board his boat, and she told him how she had been the cowherd's daughter, and also how she had gained the money to build his well. You see, she said, I have done all you bade me. Here is your well, and here is your son. Then the merchant was very happy. He kissed and loved his little son, and thought his well was beautiful, and he said to his wife, what a clever woman you are! Thank you for joining us in this journey of the clever wife. We hope that you enjoyed listening to this story and learned something new. We believe that stories are a great way to improve your English and to expand your knowledge. We are glad that you chose to spend some time with us, and we hope that you will continue to do so in the future. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel, as we will be sharing more stories like this. Until next time, keep learning and improving your English through stories.